Hi everyone! So we have a huge haul of Barbies that we got at the flea market that we're going to be filming a transformation video on, but rather than film a separate haul, because I feel like you guys have gotten that a lot, we'll start with that at the beginning of the video, and then we'll get into the identification process, the cleaning process, and the before and afters.
I like to think of this format as a transformative haul.
Yes, we went to the flea market. We originally weren't going to go because it was quite gloomy out.
And it's actually gloomy again now.
Yes, and Colleen's allergies were bothering her. And
all of last night. I was up all of last night.
Since it's Labor Day weekend, we knew we would get to go tomorrow, which is Monday on Labor Day, if we didn't go today. But it ended up being sunny. Colleen felt better, so we went. And there weren't really many, there were a lot of people, but there weren't a lot of dolls or anything, and the regulars had just kind of the same dolls. But there was this guy who had a ton of Barbies spread out on the ground, and there was one in particular that caught my eye, and we were talking with him for a few minutes, and I guess he kind of like collected Barbies to resell, and he was just trying to get rid of the stuff rather than trying to sell it individually. So we got everything here for $110, which is the most I've ever paid in the wild for a group of dolls.
But it's a great, great deal, because he said he paid $140 for all of this.
For just the loose dolls.
Oh, for just the loose dolls. I know for a fact that to have bought all those individually, he would have spent way over that.
Exactly, and some of these were retailed for, you know, probably $30 each, and even though you could buy them boxed for less than that, now it still like was a really great deal.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, a lot of people keep the thing with the holiday collectors Barbies, and I don't know if these are newer than some of our childhood ones, but the ones from the 90s, for example, like the 97 Happy Holidays Barbie, you see her all the time. People buy them as cheap as like literally like $2 box sometimes, because everybody bought them to resell, so they're abundant.
And they weren't really limited. Now I love these because these are mostly collector dolls, and I don't really buy a lot of these because, yeah, we're just going to get right into it. I'm not exactly sure how many there are. There were 17 loose dolls, and then I think 7 boxed dolls. So we have 2001 Holiday Celebration Barbie. She is the African American version. And what I love about this doll is she has the Nichelle handle.
This is 2004 Holiday Barbie. And wow,
I saw her first on the ground, and I'm like, ooh. So yeah, and how it worked was he sold us the loose dolls for $100, and then I was like, there was some confusion, like, are the box dolls included? And he's like, you can have all the box dolls for $10. So
we did really well.
And then this one's really common. I see her all the time. Chrissy had this doll, right?
I think so.
She had Teresa though. This is a 2000 Celebration Barbie. She's gorgeous.
And then this is Portuguese Empire Barbie. We have one, but ours had really bad yellowing.
Yeah, mine was
but Shelly actually corrected some of the yellowing. But this one's still a lot nicer, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, mine doesn't have her shoes. And then
oh, I didn't see
this is 2008 Holiday Barbie, the African American version. She's gorgeous.
Glamorous Gala Barbie.
And she is from 2003. She's kind of dusty. And then this last one, she's like in her box, but she's clearly been taken out. She's Exotic Intrigue. No, she's not Exotic Intrigue.
She can't be. We have Exotic Intrigue.
Yeah, this is Exotic Intrigue Barbie's box, but this is not Exotic Intrigue Barbie. I have Exotic Intrigue Barbie. This is, I've seen her, and the name escapes me, but I've seen her.
She's gorgeous.
I don't know where her other shoe went. And then we have this really big box of used ones, which I'll turn the camera down so you can see. There's, like I said, about 17, I think. And there was a bag with their stands and some like random clothes, like Bratz clothes and stuff. So this is the box. So this is Cali Girl Barbie, and we did see her clothes floating around. This is my 4th one now, so.
She's cool.
And then this is I think she's
Angelic Inspirations.
Yeah,
no,
she looks different.
This is Angelic Inspirations.
Yeah, that's Angelic Inspirations Barbie, and this was another angel one whose name escapes me. Her face is kind of smushed.
This is Winter Rhapsody, but ours is blonde, brunette. This one's blonde, and I actually feel like this is one of the ones where I see the brunette more.
I feel like this is one of those Avon springtime ones. Oh, Chrissy had this one. I forget her name.
Oh, don't we have one of those? Downstairs?
No.
Maybe without the dress?
No,
Am I
we don't have
crazy?
her. Chrissy had her though. Because Chrissy had a family member that worked at Avon.
Velvet something, I think.
And then there's this gorgeous lady. She's in my collector books. I don't know which one she is.
Oh my god.
She's cool.
This is really pretty. She has to be some winter theme. Look at those snowflakes.
I know. And then this is Winter Velvet Barbie. We actually have her already.
I feel like Chrissy might have had this one too. Or a
Maybe.
similar
She's
one.
some kind of nutcracker.
Yeah,
This
she's
one's
beautiful.
really cool. This one I liked a lot. I don't know who she is, but I was like, ooh, that was a fancy one.
This is somebody's hat.
And then this is Ring in the New Year, which I had her as a kid. I got her used, but my Blondie does not have her outfit.
This is
Spring Blossom.
Spring Blossom. We have one that was actually a gift from a family friend, and we named ours Pansy. I don't know what we're going to name her yet.
This one was a really cool
Ooh,
skirt.
I love her.
Don't know who she is. This must be another ballerina.
Oh, wow, she's beautiful.
And then I'm going to save it to the bottom. And then this is some kind of bride doll. And then the reason I saw them in the first place, this is Winter Moon Pocahontas. I'm a huge Disney collector, and I stalked this doll on eBay the first few years I was into collecting, but she was always pretty expensive. She wasn't as commonly available, and she kind of reminds me of the Enchanted Seasons collection, but she's not actually part of it.
Oh, and we also bought Am Green Gables, which I forgot completely about.
I'll just put all this stuff in here and dive it out. Then there was this huge... That box is kind of smelly.
Very smelly.
Box thing of extras. So there's a lot of their stamps and stuff in here. This will help identify them. Holiday Sparkle Tinkerbell. Well, that's not her. Winter Moon Pocahontas. Ring in the New Year Barbie.
Timeless
Angelic
Silhouette.
Inspirations.
I bet this is the one that has that.
Snow Sensation. Winter Splendor. I think that's the redhead.
Victorian Tea. I think we got some pieces.
That's that. Oh.
Oh, the one that was in the wrong box.
One, yeah, her.
Oh,
her.
yeah, I think Victorian Tea.
Yeah.
These look like hers. Oh my god, that's so
Winter
exciting.
Rhapsody. Winter Velvet.
This one just says Barbie. That's helpful.
Angelic Harmony.
Winter Reflection. I bet that's a pretty one with snowflakes.
Then there's all of these.
With some shoes.
There's some My Scene pieces.
Brass Rock Angels pieces.
Some of these ones. So I've written my list of all of the dolls, their variations, what they're missing. I need to check body info as I undress them. So that's going to be the next step, is opening them up and undressing them all. And I think a lot of the box dolls are probably going to need washing. Case in point, this Gala Glamorous Barbie is filthy because she was open box style. And this Portuguese Barbie's box is all damaged. So they're going to need some help. Start with her.
So we were talking about how we're definitely going to wash Portuguese Barbie's clothes and hers because their boxes are like really open.
They kind of smell cigarette-y, and I don't know if it's from the guy we bought them from.
Ooh, the front of this is like really dirty. Look,
Yeah, I know.
it's like black. I hope that's not me.
But I don't like. He said he bought them off of someone's.
Right, so I mean they've probably changed hands a lot of time. Some of them probably lived together before, but this box has been water damaged, so this one here definitely needs her clothes washed.
So we're gonna.
Oh, look how bad that is.
I like how they show them all. That's cool.
Oh, that is so
They show all
cool.
of them.
That's very cool. That this packaging isn't remotely salvageable.
A lot of these dolls look like they were on display for a long time,
Let me see.
or like,
Nice to meet you.
or they were open for sale. See how filthy her face is.
Pretty.
Portuguese
Oh, wicked
Barbie.
filthy.
Oh, her boxes.
This is Glamour Barbie.
Glamorous Bella Barbie.
Well, the good news is the mold damage doesn't seem to touch the doll. Ooh.
Ooh. These are her shoes. These nice flats.
And some very good news. The mold damage did not seem to have hurt the doll at all. But I still think she should be washed.
Yeah.
Barbie is crying too, but because she's happy to get out of the
Don't
stinky
open it.
moldy
It's
box.
valuable.
Cardboard.
part. She had one tassel and it came off.
Aww.
The whole thing came undone.
Did you accidentally cut it?
No, I don't think so. Maybe, I don't think so.
It might not be your fault. It might just happen.
She was in there really good. It was hard to get her out.
That might be how the tassel got destroyed. Ew, whatever that black crud on Barbie's box is, it just got on my hand.
I think there's mold.
Y'all.
So we finished opening up all the dolls. This is recycling. Always recycle. And the moldy box, obviously, I couldn't recycle, but everything else I could. I thought this picture was really cute of 2001 holiday celebration Barbie. I thought this would work really great in, like, say, a bridal boutique setup or something. So we have all the laundry sorted into tubs. Colleen thought it would be smart to divide them more so than usual, because these are higher quality Barbies as they're from the collector line, which means they're more prone to bleeding, much like American Girl or Bratz clothes. Now, I have some of these same dolls, and I know their clothes don't bleed, but just to be safe with some of the ones we don't have.
I know there was a holiday Barbie we got that has some damage to her dress, but I feel like it might have already been like that when we got her. So
yeah, and I also didn't know how to wash dolls right back then. I think I used super hot water. And then we have the plastic things, the pile of naked, very stinky dolls. And look at the floor.
And the sorting bowls. I'm gonna need to
look at that. I just
look
swept
at the black
in here.
stuff in my sorting bowl.
Yeah, I just swept in here yesterday. So I have to go to work really soon, so I'm not gonna have time to wash these dolls. But there are 24 in total. 6 of them were straight up duplicates. One of them is like a blonde version of a doll I already had. So if you do the math out, if I subtract the dolls that were duplicated at 18 dolls for $110, they were about $6.11 each. And if you include the duplicates, they were like $4.60-ish, like $4.60 each. So when you're buying in bulk, that's how you can get things for a decent deal. And think about that, that's counting the box dolls. So that's what I figured when I purchased them. And that's how I've gotten, like, built a lot of Bratz dolls over the years, is when you buy in bulk, you can get them for cheaper that way. So the clothes soaked for about an hour and a half, and now they're all hanging to dry. And you can see here that there are glittery items, there are feathery items, there are velour items, there's faux leather items, and I will show you how they all ended up drying, as long as you don't soak those things for too long. And if you're really concerned if you keep an eye on them,
the only thing we had a problem with was actually this. What happened was I noticed that I had it and its matching skirt in the water together, and I noticed the water was bright pink, so I pulled it out right away, and every time I rinsed it, the sleeves kept turning pink. So what I decided to do until it, because now it's mostly dry because I had it on the bed, I put it on these 2 dryer color catchers on the bed, laying flat so gravity wouldn't pull the dye into the white.
Yep, and it sucked it up.
And it worked. It worked like a charm. Like, there was, when I first pulled it out, there was some pink back here, and it was getting on the sleeves.
That's why I recommend the color catchers. You can see, that's all the dye that came out. Alright, so the only doll I have left to wash body and hair is Pocahontas. I wanted to get a head start on these dolls this morning before we go to the flea market today because it's Labor Day. So those ones in that pile have all had their bodies washed, their hair washed twice, and Colleen's working on conditioning.
So this is the same redundant process I do in every Dolly Transformations video. I scrub them with baking soda and dish soap to get all of the grime off. I wash their hair twice with dish soap. You can use shampoo if you want, but I really like the smell of dish soap, and it obviously is meant to deep clean things because you can eat off your plates after you use it. And then I just condition them, detangle them, and such. Pocahontas was a bear because she has this long black Kanekalon hair, and that's why I saved her to last. If you guys have Pocahontas dolls, you know they are beastly if they're made by Mattel. I hate doing their hair.
2 ladies over here, my Sterling Rose Barbie.
Sterling Silver Rose?
Sterling Silver Rose, and then this Ballet Masquerade Barbie. They have their hair in these really specific styles, and I'm not gonna oil wash them, and their elastics are still intact from what I can tell. So I'm gonna put some diluted gel on them and reform the styles and put them on the bed to dry. Now, I know some people would rather just keep their dolls crunchy and not have washed them in the first place, but they smelled like cigarettes, and they had a lot of dust because they were all probably displayed at some point, and the guy that had them just kind of had them thrown all over the ground. So they were dirty, and I would rather them be clean and not have like the perfectly coiffed, disgustingly stiff hairstyles. So if you're like me and you want to clean them, but you don't want to like completely take it out, their elastics aren't dry rotted or anything. So I just ran some dish soap through there and kind of squished it, but I didn't like pull it out. I didn't like run my fingers through it. I did that twice, rinsed them, and then Colleen kind of just coated them with conditioner and didn't only comb through like this loose part here. So then I just put some diluted gel on top to help kind of keep everything in place without making it crunchy. Or you could put full-on gel back over it if you wanted it to be crunchy. And if you're wondering about these Bratz dolls, they were out for stain removal treatment. They're not new. I mean, I got Yaz last week, but she had a dot on her leg, and then these other two were rescued from the trash by my relative Ray around Christmas. Well, before Christmas, but we got them for Christmas. They're from the Christmas Miracles bin, and I finally removed some stains.
And here I'm just coating them with conditioner and then detangling them using a wide tooth comb and a fine tooth comb. And I'm even doing Portuguese Barbie. These sorts of curls reform in the boil wash. I have a whole tutorial on that specific hair type if you want more info. But yeah, it looks like I'm making it worse, but I swear I'm not. And then here I'm preparing the boil wash. So the water was in the process of heating up in the kettle, and I kind of placed a bunch of them in the bowls already. And you'll notice I only have some of them in the back bowl there. That was my saran bowl. I like to split them up by hair types, and I put the water in, brush them each out to kind of help set the style, and then I'm going to leave them until the water cools down. And then in the other bowls, I'm using them to dunk in the dolls with connect long hair because they don't need to soak. And also, if you put them in right immediately, like when the water's still kind of bubbling, what happens is their hair will ball up, and I did not want to deal with that in Pocahontas because she already shed like crazy, and I was really gentle with her, but she shed like crazy. It's the nature of Pocahontas dolls connect long hair for some reason. It's that black connect long hair. So I started with the easier dolls, and if I felt like somebody needed a second boil wash, I went ahead and did it. But I got into the habit of doing kind of these larger batches because I recently took apart the whole Bratz shelf above my bed, which is 3 different shelves, and I washed like it was 180-ish dolls. I redid all of their hair, and so I did them in these larger batches, and I could get away with doing it here because a lot of these dolls had their hair still in gel or they were boxed, so they were kind of like dolls that were on display. They didn't have like the crazy played with matted hair, so they didn't need to sit as long and need as aggressive boil washes. So this is going to look really weird, but I am taking this really soft bristled brush and I'm fluffing the feathers because obviously when they get wet, the feathers will kind of stick together, but I had to wash these clothes. They stank. They were dirty, and don't worry, I didn't use this comb on my own hair. I had recently bleached and sanitized all of my brushes, even the ones I use for my dolls.
So these are the dolls that need their hair redone. Due to the age of most of these dolls, I mean, the newest was from 2008, so that's 12 years, and some were from 95, so that's like 25 years. Most of the elastics were dry rotted, and even though I didn't soak them or anything, I just washed them, they were already crumbling out. But that is a good tip if you have dry rotted elastics that are stubborn in the doll's hair. Let them soak in some hot soapy water, and that'll kind of break apart the elastics.
So I do use 2 different types of elastics. The ones that I use for dolls in storage I get anywhere, like their Goodie brand or whatever, but if they're on display I have a problem with them breaking within a few weeks, so I have to order them special online. But luckily these dolls just needed the cheap kind. And then in this clip I'm reattaching this Barbie's crown. Something that I get asked a lot is how do you put a crown or a hair accessory back on if it was sewn on originally? Well, you just sew it back on. I've done this a few times for dolls on display or dolls where their hair ornament will be fine in storage. So I just took some thread that matched the color of the hair and I knotted it at the end, and then I looped it around her hair and pulled it tight and tied a knot. after looping it a few times, and it holds it pretty securely. You can also use pins to stick the pins into like a hair plug to hold hair accessories in place, but I didn't want to do that for this poor Barbie, so I just sewed it. And then in this clip here, I needed to add straps to this Holiday Barbie's dress. She had those clear plastic straps that you see a lot of the time on dolls, and they had literally just broken and crumbled, and for some reason Mattel included like half a piece of decorative ribbon up the strap, so I had to add my own ribbons so I could tie it like halter style behind her. I decided to do that because I thought the fit would be better rather than trying to do two individual straps, and I just made sure to melt the ribbon so it wouldn't fray, and this is what it looks like all done. You can see that it looks pretty convincing.
This is Simply Charming Barbie before. She has this really beautiful curly hair, but it's in need of some help. She's beautiful. I love her outfit and her little umbrella. This is Barbie after. She's definitely one of my favorites from this lot. She has this gorgeous dress and really pretty curly hair, which I did brush and like comb out, but it reformed in the boil wash because it's saran. She has a beautiful side glance. This is Winter Splendor Barbie before. Her hair is very crusty from the gel, but most notably her outfit, which is supposed to be black velvet, is disgusting. So this is her before. And there's this gorgeous lady. You can see that the gross stuff that was all over her outfit is gone. I actually had to use some tape to kind of like lift it off because it was pretty embedded even after being washed. But that's her hair. She's glamorous. I love her earrings. And this is Winter Velvet Barbie. She is dusty. I don't know how well the camera's picking up on it, but her hair is a tragedy. Winter Velvet Barbie. I have one just like her, so I styled her hair a little bit differently so I could tell them apart easily. But she's really pretty, and her hair looks a lot cleaner. She was pretty gross before. This is my first Bob Mackie Barbie. She is the Sterling Silver Rose. Again, her hair is like really crusted in gel, and it's super dusty because it attracted dust. She is so cool. This Mackie Barbie is amazing. I never thought I'd have a Bob Mackie Barbie. I didn't know they made them for Avon. She's really cool. I thought I was going to have to like make closures for her dress, but it did slide on and off. And she doesn't look that much different, but this has all been washed. This elastic was changed just to get rid of all the dust and crusties. She is probably the most unique find from this lot. This is Winter Moon Pocahontas. For a Pocahontas doll, I would say her hair has done alright. This black neckline is usually a nightmare. But her face is really quite disgusting, and the white parts of her outfit could definitely use some help. This is Pocahontas after. I love her. She is gorgeous. She was definitely my favorite find. And there's her beautiful hair after. It's very shiny. It was a pain in the butt to work with, but I love it, and I do plan to make her a stand. I have a couple other Disney dolls that I want to make stands for, so that'll probably be in a future episode of Dolly Designs. This is the gorgeous Ballet Masquerade Barbie before. She's pretty dirty. Again, gel. It attracts a lot of dust. And then there's Barbie after. Ballet Masquerade. You can see all the glitters intact. All of her feathers are nice and fluffy. And her hair still held its shape even though it was washed. It's a little bit crunchy, but that's alright. Luckily her elastics weren't dry rotted, and that's the feather in her hair. She's beautiful. This is Ringin' the New Year Barbie. Her hair could definitely use some help. She's such a pretty doll. Ringin' the New Year Barbie after. You can see that she had some like velour details that are fine after her dress was washed, as is all of this embellishment. She's really pretty. She's got this gorgeous hair. I love this doll. I had no idea who my childhood one was when I found her growing up naked in a bin of Barbies, but she's definitely one of the prettiest dolls I've ever seen. I love her dark lips. This is Blushing Bride Barbie before. Again, her hair kind of just looks crazy, but considering her outfit is white, it's not too disgusting looking. blushing bride after. So I did wash her outfit, and you can still see it's very glittery, so washing won't take all the glitter away, I mean, unless you aggressively rubbed it. And she has this cute short hair. She doesn't have her veil, so she's gonna have to rock that do. This is the wonderful blonde Winter Rhapsody Barbie. I have the brunette. She was a Christmas gift in 2012. Really excited to have the blonde. This connect on hair needs some rescuing. Winter Rhapsody. I think she's really pretty. I think she's just as pretty as my brunette version, just in a different way. And that's her hair. And you can see there's no bleeding on the fur because Colleen's little trick worked. This is Cali Girl Barbie. She actually looks a lot better than some of the other dolls, despite her nudity, but we do have her outfit. Cali Girl Barbie after. Her whole outfit was actually included, and even her armband. It's a little stretched out, that's why it's up there, and that's her hair. I loved playing with my doll growing up, who I named Yolanda. I thought she was a really unique Barbie with a deep tan and the really dark streaks in her hair. This is the classic ballet series Swan Lake, the Swan Queen. She's got this beautifully detailed outfit, but she's very dusty. Very dusty indeed. There's this gorgeous Swan Queen Barbie. You can see the feathers are all fluffy on her outfit. And she did have these pearl things tied into her hair. They were attached to this feather, so we just kept them sewn in. But the hair elastic was dry rotted, so we were able to kind of wash around them and just not comb through those particular sections. She's so pretty. This is Angelic Inspirations Barbie. She's actually nicer than the one I got from $5 Bin Bonanza, but she's very dusty. However, she has her shoes and even her little dove. She's such a pretty doll. Angelic Inspirations Barbie. She's so much nicer than my other doll. And even though some of them still have a slight cigarette odor, it's nothing on the dolls from $5 Bin Bonanza, which is where my other Angelic Inspiration Barbies came from. Barbie came from. Beautiful hair. This is Angelic Harmony Barbie. Her face looks kind of squinched in, and it's filthy. She has one of the dirtiest faces of the bunch. But I'm kind of thinking it's actually because her eye was painted in the completely incorrect spot. Instead of being painted like on the flat part, it's painted like up at an angle. That's her hair. Angelic Harmony Barbie. Now, I get a lot of questions about tinsel in here. It is safe to boil wash. She got boil washed. You can see her tinsel is not melted or anything. It already looked kind of snagged like that before. But if you're really concerned, you can just separate all the tinsel and tie it out of the way and groom them that way. But the really only issue you're going to have is if the comb snags it. She has a really funny facial screening, but I love her outfit. This is Spring Blossom Barbie. I have one of these, but she is a Connectlon variant. This doll has saran. I'm sure it'll be nicer than my other dolls once she's clean. She has these really nice dirt smudges on her face that are not capturing on camera. This is Spring Blossom after. Her hat is downstairs because it doesn't stay on well. But she has beautiful saran hair. My other one actually has Connectlon hair and a more vivid face. So even though they're both the same country make and they're both the same doll, they're varied. This is Snow Sensation Barbie. She's quite dirty looking. She got this really pretty outfit. This is Barbie after. Now, she had the worst hair of the bunch. It was really quite matted, so she needed 2 boil washes, but it looks so much shinier now. Colleen really likes this doll, and I can't blame her. I love her wide side glance. This poor creature is Spring Petals Barbie. Oh my. Look at that travesty. She's filthy. Her hair is crazy. Such a pretty doll, but she needs so much help. This is Barbie after. I did give her straight bangs, or mostly straight bangs, because they were kind of out of control, but she has this beautiful face and this beautiful hair. It's very shiny, and this really sweet little dress that I love so much. She's very classic 90s. This is Victorian Tea Barbie. Oh, I'm so excited to have her, but you can see this dirt smudge right on her forehead. I'm assuming these dolls were probably on display and that's why they got so dusty. Victorian Tea Barbie After. I've seen her so many times on eBay over the years and I always lust for her because she's got this beautiful dress, and we have her full tea set, which is amazing. And that's her hair after. And then this beauty is Timeless Silhouette. She has a huge dirt smudge there. She is one of my favorite outfits I've ever seen on a collector doll. Her hair is not too bad either. Timeless Silhouette Barbie. She's a really unique idea. I love the velvet cutouts on her outfit. She's like so 50s inspired. She even has these cute little gloves. And I redid her hair because all of her elastics were dry rotted. I didn't do it exactly the same way. This is Gala Glamorous Barbie before. She's still in her tray, but it was open and you can see, I hope you can see anyways, she is coated in a very delightful layer of dust. Don't worry, Barbie, we're here to save you. This is Gala Glamorous Barbie After. So even though she was technically boxed, we obviously washed her outfit and everything. And that's her hair. So shiny. This is 2004 Holiday Barbie Before. She was in a moldy box, so everything needs to be washed, even though she doesn't look too bad. She's va-va-boom. 2004 Holiday Barbie. That's her hair. Luckily, nothing was moldy in her box. It was just the outside of it, but we did wash everything to be sure. And as I showed in a previous clip, I did add some ribbon here so that she doesn't have these two like things hanging. Unfortunately, they put plastic straps instead of just giving her real ones. She's beautiful. Definitely one of my favorites. This is 2000 Celebration Barbie Before. We just opened her up. She's not looking too bad. A little stinky. And this is Barbie After. I did have to redo her twists on this side and partially on this side, but her hair looks quite a bit neater. So this is Portuguese Barbie Before. She's just been opened up. Her hair, it's kind of matted, but it could be worse. She's still beautiful. Portuguese Barbie After. Even her outfit is nicer than my other dolls. It's super soft. It's gorgeous. And she has her curly hair, which I reformed in the boil wash. This is 2001 Holiday Celebration Barbie. I'm sorry I undressed her without thinking. Yes, this is what she looks like though. Her hair is kind of messy. The elastics were all dry rotted. And then we have this gorgeous Holiday Barbie. Colleen and I both think she kind of looks like Michelle Obama. I just couldn't think of who she reminded me of, and I'm like, Michelle Obama. She's beautiful. I love her head mold. I don't have a lot of AA dolls with this head mold. And that's her hair, and you can see, as I showed in a previous clip, I did reattach her crown because her hair was a complete train wreck when I deboxed her. This is 2008 Holiday Barbie. She looks really nice, but her hair is kind of crunchy, and again, I undressed her because I wasn't thinking. 08 Holiday Barbie After. Oh, she is divine. Now, she did have really pretty defined ringlets, but obviously they kind of got brushed out, and I didn't feel like reforming them because in storage they'd kind of just get a little messed up. But I love her dress. Oh, she is so pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Dolly Transformations. If you want to see pictures of these dolls or read more information about them, feel free to check out my Flickr. I always link it below. And if the pictures aren't up now, they will be up soon. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.